All right. So, Ritesh, first of all, congratulations on your great results in astronomy as well as the physics NSEs. So, Ritesh, first, I want you to tell us about your result only. Like, results are not yet out when
Yeah.
we are like actually when this meeting is being done. At this point in time, result is not out, and yet we know that you would be writing the next stage of the examination.
Yeah.
So, I would like to know from you that how do we know that you are going to write the next stage of the exam?
We just we are done with NSEs and the scores are out recently. So we also know the top 10 average of each subject of Group A and Group B. So since I'm in 11th grade right now, so I'm in Group B. And for NSEP, let's say the average is I think 148 or 146. I'm not quite sure. And my score is actually greater than that, 158 right now. So that actually essentially means that I'm kind of in the top 10 in Group B. I'm not sure about Group A, like, or overall thing, but according to the qualification criteria, I am surely qualified because the merit index is around 122, I guess. So since I have marks more than that, I have qualified in physics, and in astronomy it's the same thing. Again, I have 153, and merit index is 120, I think, something.
Okay, so let me just summarize what you have said. You have qualified two exams, NSEP and NSEA, and we
Yeah,
already know that because your marks are more than merit index.
yeah, exactly.
So in NSEs, whoever student is scoring more than merit index, that student is surely writing the next stage of the examination, even if the number of seats get filled. Like even
Yeah,
if we run out of the seats, yet like the total number of students who have crossed
yeah.
the merit index, if it becomes more than the number of seats, then also all of the students would be selected. So you know that.
Regardless of the quota and everything.
Yes, all right. So you have, and you do not only have above merit index, but if we talk about the average of top 10 students in India, then
Yeah,
your marks are more than that average
yeah.
in
So
both the subjects, in NSEA and
and
NSEP,
NSEP, yeah,
and you are in 11th grade.
yeah,
Okay, that's amazing. So, guys, I think all the audience here will understand that if the average of top 10 students is less than Ridesh's marks, then he's
yeah,
obviously among the top 10 of India.
yeah. Like,
Okay,
quite
like
this
that's a given conclusion. I believe that all the students who are actually interested in writing NSCs and all those exams, at least this much conclusion they can draw on their own. This much intelligence would be expected of them.
Yeah,
So, Radesh, you have done like there are two great things that you have done. Very inspirational for the others. Okay, first you have been in the top 10 of of India in two exams that you wrote on the same day. In similar cycle in the similar year.
yeah,
And the second thing that you have done is that you have done that while you are still in 11th grade. And your marks are more than many of the students, even of 12th grade, I believe. Like, let
yeah,
alone the fact that you have been selected in Group B. But your marks in the same paper that was also written by 12th graders, your marks are more than many of the toppers of the 12th grade, also, which
yeah.
is actually a very commendable thing. So, well done, Ridesh, on that.
Thanks, thank you.
So obviously, our audience, the students who will be watching your videos, they would definitely want to understand that how it happened. Like, the students who are in 9th grade, 10th grade, they will definitely aspire to replicate what you have done. Okay.
Yep.
So when should they start? Like, or when did you start? Let's say, and if you were to advise them the right course of action from your learnings, what would you say to them? So let's first talk about when did you start?
So I till 8th I was like not studying anything extra. In 9th I kind of prepared for NSCs, but let's not count that. So essentially I started studying from 10th, about April, May, like that.
Okay.
So from the April 2023, I guess, till now I've been studying physics passionately, I would say. And
Okay.
I would that's my first, like, for me, the time at which someone should start studying physics to do something, I would say, is more or less around that only. Like, if you start really early than that, then obviously it depends on the student if he can cope up with it. But on a general note, I think that's quite okay, because if you start early, then it's hard to handle, and if you start late, it's late. So
Okay.
and
So
yeah,
basically, in the 9th grade, you prepared it for NSC's exam, but
yeah,
that time, like, nothing much happened.
yeah, it was
Um,
not.
okay, it was okay. And then in the grade 10, you started preparing for any specific exam, or you just started, learning physics. That I got so interested in physics that I just want to learn it, irrespective of what exam I will write and when will I write.
A second one I think is more suitable over here. Like, I started, and I was like just doing physics. I don't know what I'm doing. Like, day in, day out, I'm just studying physics for fun. Then
Yeah.
after some 2 or 3 months, I realized, like, let's aim for some exam, because like without aiming we can't qualify generally. So
Okay.
then I started for Astro.
All right. So I believe you started your this physics journey in the RM batch, in the RM
Yeah,
23,
right.
26 batch as part of that batch, and you started, and with Chandan sir, you started.
Yeah.
Can we say that you started your physics journey with Chandan sir?
Yeah, exactly. I think before I met him, I was not like, I didn't actually knew that I can be good at physics or anything. After I met him, he kind of introduced to physics. He like told कि ऐसा हो सकता है and it's interesting. So it got me interested. I started studying because of him. He's a great teacher, and yeah. So
That's good to know. That's good to know. Teachers appreciating, sorry, students appreciating teacher. I think that's the only thing that fuels a teacher to do even better in life. To do better with the other students also and with the same students also. So I believe your journey with him continues, and you guys are aiming for medal in international physics, probably the gold medal.
hopefully,
Yeah,
let's see.
great, great. So by the kind of feedback that he gives me, we are definitely hoping for a medal, and you are on the right track because he has seen Dhruv's journey, so he
Yeah,
knows that at what stage, how what kind of preparation should be there. So
yeah.
uh,
He
we
has that
can see
like
that you are on
vision
the
and plan, like so it's perfect.
great, great. So this astronomy thing was never on your mind in the grade 10 when you started. You started with physics, you got engrossed with physics, and then your first target was NSEP, I believe.
Yeah, like not even NSEP, it was like just पढ़ना है physics मुझे के लिए.
Okay.
Then after some time I realized कि कुछ ना कुछ तो करना पड़ेगा Olympiad में, and physics was like too unrealistic at that moment because syllabus वगैरह नहीं हुआ था. So
Okay.
I aimed for astronomy in 10th and physics in 11th. So yeah,
Okay. So you like once you decided that I need to, it would be good for you to actually aim for an exam and then study, so that there is a target based approach to your
yeah,
daily tasks that you are doing.
yeah.
So you first aimed for NSEA in grade 10.
Hmm.
All right,
Right.
and then you at that time only you made a decision that you would be targeting NSEP in grade 11.
Yeah, sure. Like again, I was interested in physics only, so majorly I wanted to prepare for NSEP. But since like Chandan sir also pointed it out at that moment, ki if we just rush the syllabus, then it's not gonna help for the next stages. So it's better that you perfectly try it for in 11th grade, and
Mhm.
let's try astronomy in 10th.
Actually, the batch of which you were part, the RM batch, the structure of that batch is exactly like this only. That in grade 10, we know that we will not be able to cover physics, in a manner which will benefit the student in the long run. Like even
Yeah,
if we cover it with the mindset of cracking NSEP in grade 10, then that will probably not help to crack the next stage.
yeah. It's just
Like
for the sake of qualifying.
yes, you will probably qualify NSCP if we plan like that, but then you will fail in the next stages, so that will not lead to anything. Like rather, precious time would be lost. So
Yep.
we have designed that program in such a way that when you write it in 11th grade, then you have chances, like you will have good chances to crack both the stages, the NSEP also and the INPH also.
Mm.
So and NSEA is something that you can manage in grade 10. Like once
Yeah.
the students clears NSEA, then we actually prepare them for the next stage, the INAO, and obviously we have seen that it works out. It works out
Yes.
because we've got great results there also. Like last year, you were also part of the
Yes.
that group of 10 students who cleared the NSEA,
Yeah.
and then you went to camp also, I believe, for a
Yeah.
student. Yeah, great, great. Okay. So Ritesh, tell me one thing. You said that you initially you started with the with physics just because you were interested in physics, and later on you went to target some exam. Do you think that writing VPHO, the Vedantu Physics Olympiad, in your batch, that motivated you to some extent to actually pursue physics because the nature of the exam is similar to INPHO?
Yeah. A lot, I would say. Like you could have seen when you said VPHO, I like literally smiled a lot. So
So
actually, it quite resonates with the PHO pattern, like the subjective problems and everything. And for me, it helped like channeling all my thoughts and interests, and they are interesting questions, so is very much fun to do.
yeah, and your solutions are also fabulous. Like they are like print quality solutions. You don't even need to get them typed. You can straight away set them to printing. Like not only the organization of the thoughts, not only like your organization is great. The way you organize your thoughts, the way that there is absolutely no cutting out or striking out of things in your solution. And the writing also, like it's so legible. It's like so that is. I mean, I would probably put a sample of your solution, along with the video, like for students to know that it's actually like your work is really really we really appreciate your work, like
Thank you.
so the kind of diligence you put in, that is absolutely commendable.
Thank you.
Okay, so Ritesh, now let's talk specifically about preparation of NSEA and NSEP both. Okay.
Right.
uh, So, are there any standard books that you would recommend any aspirant should follow? Like there are, some must-do books. Like if you are preparing for this examination, then this would be a must-do book for you. So, is that like, are there contents like that in astronomy or physics?
For books, I would recommend there are like two things, theory and problems, right? So first of all, for theory, I would say there are many theory books. Majorly for stage one, you don't have to actually go out of the JE syllabus. You can just study anything which is under the JE. At max, it would touch JE advanced level. It does not goes beyond that. So even the level is quite restricted, and the syllabus is very much restricted by JE. So any standard JE theory book would do, like anything, HC Verma, Singhage, or so. For problems, I would for the first stage, I would recommend, essentially in first stage you are not fighting with questions, you are fighting with time. So I would recommend solving as much as like uh, some books, like there are books like Singhage, DC Pandey, which have a whole lot of questions. They might be easy, but they essentially help you to get used to with the type of problem analyzing, and just like you should know that I have to use this method when I'm reading the problem, not when you don't have to think it specifically after once you're done, right? So to build that thing up, you should like practice a lot of questions for stage one specifically. And I would say that any JE problem book would do. I've regarding some other books like Erodov, let's say. So it's not very much relevant to NSEP, but it's quite relevant for your concept building, for understanding kind point of view. Other than that, I don't think anything else is like with enough practice. I think stage one is just a piece of cake.
Okay. Okay. That's great. And this you were mentioning for both the exams, physics or astronomy, or for physics you were mentioning?
For physics only. Astronomy is actually even below than that. Like the physics and maths level, they're mostly like 11th syllabus, and that too like mains level, I would say, JEE mains level. And you don't even need that much of practice because you have sufficient amount of time.
Okay. Okay. Okay, Ridesh. Let's come out of academics. Okay.
Yes.
So, obviously, given that you have got such great results, people will expect that you spend a lot of time in studies. So, is that correct? Or what do you do for recreation, and how much time do you invest in recreation, maybe on a daily basis or a weekly basis? So, what do you do to, dissociate yourself from the academics and just refresh yourself?
Not on a weekly basis. I think I do that like on a daily basis or so.
Okay.
So my schedule is or was and even now is generally like just study, and whenever I feel like taking a break, I take a break of 15 minutes, 30 minutes, at max 1 hour, not more than that. In that time period, I would either like go out on a walk. That's like my favorite part. Go to watch everything outside, or maybe talk to people, talk to parents or friends. That's like very much refreshing. Or then the last part, when if that's not happening, then you can probably watch some interesting videos or play games, something like that. But not more than 30 minutes, 45 minutes. That's for like the refreshment part, and I think that I used to do daily. I went to it now, like 15-20 minutes a daily. I kind of uh, probably I should not say this, but I play game 15-20 minutes every day. But that's
So
like in a controlled manner.
when you say games, you mean mobile games?
Yeah, mobile games exactly. So, but that's in a controlled manner. That's actually just to like get out of the world and just enjoy.
Okay. And which game do you play?
Brawl Stars right now. It
Brawl
keeps
Stars.
changing. Yeah, it keeps changing.
Okay. Okay. Good. Have you ever played Minecraft?
No.
No.
Actually,
Okay.
I play mobile games, right? So on mobile it's hard to.
Mobile Minecraft is there on the mobile also,
Yeah,
no?
it's hard to simulate it on mobile, right?
Okay, okay. No, 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 no. I just heard about that game a lot, so
So,
I asked you. I thought, I think Daksh used to play that game,
yeah.
Minecraft. So that's why that is in my mind.
Oh. And besides that, for relaxing, I take power nap daily, 15 minutes once every afternoon. Like it's fixed for me. 2:45 to 3 p.m. is my power nap time. No one disturbs me then. And yeah. Yeah, and besides this power nap thing, I learned it from Chandan sir.
Oh, great, great. So you try to sleep for 15 minutes and you're able to sleep.
It's not sleeping essentially, it's a controlled relaxation. Like you are just relaxing your mind and body. You are not sleeping, but after some time you get used to it, and you relax. Like you feel when you wake up, you feel like you have had like 1 or 2 hours of nap. So it's quite useful.
Okay, great, good thing. What's the role Vedantu played in your success?
uh Very big role, I would say. It's like uh I would say, with if there was no VOS specifically, there was no me. That's it. I don't think I would have been anywhere right at this moment without viewers. That's frankly.
That's big. That's actually very big, and we are really grateful for you for those kind
Uh,
words. So
so
thanks a lot, Ritesh.
and in academic, not only academic, like Chandan sir has also helped in like a lot of things. Like as I told the power nap thing, I used to had this issue in my 10th grade. Like I used to come from school, so I was a lot tired, and then had classes from 5. So I was pretty much tired. So then he told this thing, and he keeps telling like solutions to any life problems, not even academic. Or probably like he helped me to set up my schedule in my 11th grade right now. So there is not even academic, even non-academic support is quite a lot. And yeah, academic is like obviously people can see the results.
Ritesh, do you believe in luck? And do you think that it plays any role in people's success, or it played any role in your success?
Yes, I believe in luck, but to some extent, not like a lot. And yes, obviously it played a role in my success, everyone's success, I believe. So it's not everything, but it is something, I would say. So anything, if someone's, let's say, someone wants to achieve something, so they have to, there are like, let's say 10 things, 10 factors to it. 8 of them are governed by the person himself or herself, by his works, efforts, and everything. And 2 of them are governed by the destiny, luck, and everything which people see. So the thing is that if you don't give that 8 from you, you cannot expect that just 2 to give the effort of whole 10 of blocks, right? So you have to give at least 6 or 7 of blocks in those 8, right? The rest 2, it depends whether your luck can be good or bad. It can be 0 or 1, but at least you have to try on your side, right? So yeah, it does plays a role. Essentially, one has to hard work because you cannot capitalize on luck if you don't work. Right?
Okay. Any specific incidents that happened with you that where you said that okay, the luck was my side this time, where you felt like that?
I I don't know, like after this result, I kind of felt one day कि मेरे ही एकदम ज़्यादा क्यों आ रहे हैं and like लोगों के कम दिख रहे हैं. So I don't know if that was luck or anything. Might be bad day for other people, but I feel like it's more important that you just work. There are like simply, let's say there are 4 possibilities, because there are 2 things: either luck is with you or not with you. Either you put in efforts, not put in efforts. 2 square, that's 4 possibilities, and only one of them you will succeed, which is you put in efforts and you have luck. So if you want to increase that 25% to 50%, you should work. So I would say luck does plays a role, and it is quite an important factor. I'm not ignoring it. It played a lot important factor in my life. I would say there are a lot of incidences. Like let's say I stumbled upon messages, then I stumbled upon VOS channel and everything. So it does plays a role. Like would have been somewhere else if my luck worked up something out. So yeah,
So the dots do get connected.
yeah. I mean, obviously there is destiny, but one must work to climb up it.
Okay. Nice, nice. Good thoughts. Did you feel distracted by maybe YouTube or anything like like did you devote time to it? How did you curb your in your instincts to watch the reels or something? Or do you even spend time on that on Instagram and all the stuff?
Honestly speaking, I even do spend time on like YouTube. About 80% of it is like on not educational videos, but like interesting videos. I would say there are like some videos like which gives you insights about something and everything. The rest 20% are for entertainment purposes. So obviously everyone needs entertainment. For me, I would say like I don't want to brag, but I have some amount of self control that I can uh, स्पेसिफिकली थिंक दैट मेरे को ये देखना है तो मैं यही देख के बंद कर दूंगा यूट्यूब. मेरे को उससे ज़्यादा नहीं देखना है. या फिर इफ आई एम लाइक लेट्स से वाचिंग यूट्यूब शॉर्ट्स, आई डोंट हैव एन इंस्टाग्राम और अकाउंट्स टू वॉच रील्स. तो ये इफ टॉकिंग अबाउट यूट्यूब शॉर्ट्स, आई हैव लाइक स्पेसिफिक, मेरे को 10 ही यूट्यूब शॉर्ट्स दिखना है, उसके बाद 11वें में नहीं दिखूंगा, नो मैटर व्हाट अबाउट इट इज. सो वो अगर सेल्फ कंट्रोल है, देन आई थिंक डिस्ट्रैक्शंस आर जस्ट मोड ऑफ एंटरटेनमेंट, आई वुड से, कि तुम्हें बस रिफ्रेश कराते हो अगर तुम खुद को ये कर सकते हो तो, कंट्रोल कर सकते हो तो. बट इफ यू कैंट कंट्रोल योरसेल्फ, देन इट्स रियली हार्ड. In that case, I would say it's better to let other people's control you, like your parents or friends reminding you ki time waste mat karo and everything. But yeah.
I think these are some very important insights and good takeaways for the student, for the audience. That
Yeah.
uh, like you can actually watch the shorts and the reels, but at the
Yeah.
same time you can watch them in a manner, or you can design a framework for yourself which doesn't hamper, or which doesn't actually spoil your study routines.
Yeah.
So I think that's a very big takeaway. And actually, many times the students wonder that what is that the toppers do that we don't do, and why is there so much difference in their performance and our performance? So I believe things like this. Now, this is just an example that self control is needed. We as teachers, we keep on asking the students, to exercise self control and to be a little bit more disciplined in their preparation, to be a bit more committed towards their studies. But it doesn't happen. Now, it generally happens for a period of time. For some students, that period is 1 week. For others, it is 2 weeks. Some even lasts for 1 month. But then intermittently, that there are lows in their preparation. Like they will lose track for 1 week, 2 week, and that kind of erratic preparation doesn't really gets converted into marks. Such kind of preparation, the students are always aware of the concepts. They know what is there in which chapter and what are the concepts, but they're not able to recall and apply them collectively to reach the final answer of a question. So
Yep.
so I think that's something that the students should take away, that they need to exercise self-control. And then even the things which we as teachers tell them that they are sins, they can actually, they can continue with those things if they are
Yeah,
self-control.
totally. Like I just looked at my phone had like, I have a personal smartphone, so it has like screen lock for every app of 15 minutes daily. So I can't watch YouTube for more than 15 minutes.
Okay.
And if I watch, then it breaks the streak. And my streak, I do have a streak of 183 days at this moment,
Oh, nice.
all the days. So it's like that is another thing which, like, if I can't control myself, then it does.
Okay, that's a very good thing, and that's actually something that the student can again learn from you. That if you can't exercise control on yourself, maybe you put someone
Yes.
else in charge, which can be a phone also, which can be a parent also.
Right.
Okay, great. I think these are some really very valuable insights, because when we as teachers tell the students to do them, they probably think that they feel like generation gap, that they think that, okay, you are telling because you are not interested. It was not in your generation, you have not experienced it, so it's easy for you to say. But when it comes from a person from their own generation and who has been successful by following these practices, then I think that will inspire them to follow it.
Yeah, like I do believe कि just studying is not worth it, because I've seen a lot of people who just study and I don't think they are great people to meet. I'm not like किसी का बुरा नहीं बोल रहा हूँ मैं, but yeah.
So Riddhesh, is there any particular thing that motivated you to do well in your academics, or or in your target exam, something that kept you motivated throughout?
It's like I would say yes, there are some things like there are, like, let's say if I'm targeting NSEP, I have this thing like अगर मेरा NSEP में अच्छा score आ गया, qualify, I get fame. So fame can be a secondary motivation for me. Primary motivation is, I would say, personal. It cannot be like ये जो चीज़ है ये अगर मेरा primary motivation है, so it can be of a lot of people. Like मेरा primary motivation is I want to have fun with the subject. That's it. अब an exam helps me do that because मैं अपने थॉट्स चैनल करके एक स्पेसिफिक सेंटर पे लगा रहा हूँ. So it gives me a specific route to do physics while still having fun, because I love doing physics. The primary motivation for me was this. It can be different for someone else. किसी और को let's say चाहिए होगा कि जैसे मैंने बोला मेरा secondary motivation था fame. Like it's not fame, but ऐसा है मान लेते हैं.
Recognition, basically. Recognition. For the
Recognition.
efforts you are putting it, somebody is recognizing those efforts.
Appreciation, I would say.
Yeah, appreciation. Correct.
So appreciation might be the primary motivation for someone else. So it actually depends on the personal basis. Secondary motivation is mostly materialistic, like as I said, appreciation or like medals and everything. Medal is obviously a great thing to have a motivation, bringing medal for your country and everything. So that is also one of my good motivation. I want to be on the podium. Frankly speaking, I have this study table over here, and there are, like, students write these things, right, which kind of motivates them.
Yeah.
So I have written two things. One of it is remember the podium.
Okay.
So whenever I'm distracted, I just read remember the podium. I remember the podium. I start studying again. So it's one of the motivations. So again, I would recommend students to find their primary or secondary motivation, whichever they think that when they are reminded of, they will never stop studying at that moment at least, and just stick it up near your study table or something like that.
Can we have a look at that wall that you have made?
I will send you the image. I've also written like the second one. It has written quote, "That is what makes a difference." So essentially, like whenever I'm doing time pass, I'm thinking like कभी-कभी ऐसा होता है कि क्या ही हो जाएगा, थोड़ी देर time pass कर लूँगा तो. Then you read that is what makes a difference. You don't do it.
Nice. I can see a whiteboard in your background.
Yeah, it's.
You use it for some specific reason. What is that purpose?
It's quite reserved for things like जब अभी recently whenever I'm solving problems, I have to keep them in record क्योंकि अगर मुझे कभी check करना रहा and everything. So and now I'm just solving subjective problems. And I use that majorly for if I'm solving maths for JEE, or probably I'm solving some very long question in physics which has a lot of algebra and I don't want to waste papers, then I use it generally. Otherwise, it's just mostly for writing daily tasks and everything. So whenever I wake up, I get reminded of those.
Okay, nice. Like generally, the academicians, they keep a board in their rooms and offices,
Yeah,
and,
it's useful a lot of times.
and it is very dear to them. Like they don't want
Yeah.
anyone to touch their board.
Yeah.
So
I
that's
I won't say it. I won't let touch it, but yeah, I won't let take it away from me.
okay, nice. So Ritesh, you have now covered the entire physics syllabus of grade 11th and grade 12, or we can
Yeah.
say JEE syllabus you have done.
Yeah, sure.
And in physics, there are certain topics which I have seen that students either they struggle with them or they simply hate them. They don't want to see questions from those topics in the exam. I hope you are getting what topics I'm,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
surface tension is there, maybe magnetism, like magnetic materials,
Yeah.
electromagnetic waves, and principles of communication, topics like this. And while some of these topics are now removed from JEE, okay, but when you're preparing for NSEP, you still have to cover them because you never know that they can ask questions from these also. So my first question is, did you also felt the same about these questions, about these topics? And if yes, then how did you tackle this?
Uh, so yeah. So first of all, as I said, like मैंने ninth में NSGS के time पे पढ़ा था. So at that moment, I think I read whole of H.C. Verma part 1 and part 2. So at that moment, I was like this only कि surface tension है. So I know formula is F equals to sigma L U is energy is equal to sigma I, and I see the question and then I just see it. There's nothing more to it. मतलब पता नहीं है कि exactly करना क्या है. For example, so I think you are asking for those type of it.
Yes.
So मेरा भी वैसा ही था पहले. Then I kind of, when I started studying physics from the 10th, right? So then I kind of had reset my mind कि मतलब सब कुछ भूल जाओ and let's start from the square one again. So I started studying physics. Then again there have been times like rotational motion सबसे पहले आया था जब it felt like कि अभी कुछ नहीं होने वाला आगे मेरा. And then I asked Chandan sir, he was like कि questions है slides के अंदर and homework है sheets है solve करो उसे. मैंने बोला कि नहीं हो रहे. सर बोले करो बस करो. I'm like, okay, I started again. I'm just like literally staring at each and every problem for like 1 hour, 1.5 hours, because like I was in 10th, so I had a lot of time. Students, I won't recommend to do that if you're in 11th because time is essential. But the major thing which I learned from that, and also I am even learning it now. Like अभी भी मेरे साथ होता है कि recently I think I was studying eddy currents, so it was like pretty much boring for me. And ऐसा ही हो रहा था मेरा कि क्या ही करूंगा अब इसमें. So essentially I stood up. मतलब मैं स्टडी टेबल पे पढ़ रहा था. I couldn't solve like a 3-4 questions in a row. So I felt sad. I came on my bed, just slept for like half an hour thinking what should I do and everything. Then I again woke up, went to study table, started studying again. कि मतलब essentially the essence is कि you have to just fight it. The most important or most relevant quote I can remember is like Mountain Dew का ad आता है, right? डर के आगे जीते. It's that only. You just have to. You have that fear that दूसरे लोगों से नहीं होता है. There are a lot of chapters like this कि दूसरे से नहीं होता तो मुझसे भी नहीं होगा. Kind of you have that mentality, or maybe you might be facing problem in those, but you have to face it and you have to like sit with the problem, spend time with it, and eventually you'll get it. And even if you don't ask your teachers where did you went wrong, that's the major part. You should not like अच्छा इस क्वेश्चन को ऐसे करना था. Instead of learning from the solution कि मुझे इस क्वेश्चन को ऐसे करना था, one should think कि मैंने इस क्वेश्चन को ऐसे किया और वो इसीलिए गलत है. And then I should think of like the right way. So instead of knowing the right way, you should know that why you were wrong. That's the more important part, I would say.
Yeah, totally agree. I think again, that's the right way to ask the question. That where did I go wrong, or where I got stuck? How to
Exactly.
how to do the next step? Just give me the next step, and rest I'll do on my own. So
Yeah.
that is the right way to ask the question. And regarding your my original question, that about what about those topics which everyone finds difficult? So the gist is that you have to be at it. Like you just refuse to give up. Once you refuse to give up, eventually you will overcome those topics.
Yeah, like whenever someone आजकल पे like some 10th people or someone if asks me कि ये नहीं हो रहा है and something like that, मैं just यही कहता हूँ कि कितने क्वेश्चन किए मैक्स टू मैक्स. They are like 100, 150. मैंने बोला 1000 क्वेश्चन करके आओ and then ask me if you are in the same situation or not. So it's not about practice, but it's about spending time with the subject. So yeah.
इस पे मुझे ना याद आ रहा है, आई सॉ वीडियो ऑफ आई थिंक इट वाज सुनील छेत्री, दैट फुटबॉल प्लेयर इन इंडिया. उसका भी इस तरह का वीडियो था कि व्हेन यू वांट समथिंग बैडली, ओके, लाइक नो मैटर व्हाट हैपेंस यू हैव टू बी एट इट. मतलब कि भूख लग रही है करते रहो, रोना आ रहा है करते रहो, ठीक है, घर में कुछ हो गया है करते रहो. ठीक है, और अगर नहीं होता है, then just give up. Then just give up and don't say that I want that. Stop saying that I want it. So I guess the essence is that only. That if you want it badly enough, then just don't give up. Just be at it. And
Yeah, exactly.
great. I think that's a very good point. So Nidesh, that was very, very helpful for us. Thanks a lot. And I wish you all the best for both the exams that you will write.
Yeah,
And wish you success in both of them.
yeah, thank you.
And yeah, and we are definitely expecting you to win a medal for India.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah. So keeping fingers crossed.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
All right, Nidesh. Take care.
Honestly,
Bye-bye. Thanks a lot.